So we're here in the beautiful Pocono Mountains with entrepreneur, distiller, brewer, restaurateur, caterer, entertainer, Trip Ruvane, who's soon to be the 2025 chair of PRLA. Trip, it's great to be here with you.
Joseph, thank you very much for having me, and I'm looking forward to a great year with the PRLA and all of those nice things. Jack of all trades, master of none.
Oh, come on. I know the best thing that you do for our organization is crank up the energy. So why don't we go inside and talk about all the plans you have?
Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Cheers.
So Trip, we're here in Barley Creek Brewery and Distillery. This is the heart of your business, I would imagine, but this isn't where you started out.
No, there was lots of steps to get here. But yeah, you're in the main building. We call this 1774 or the mothership.
Okay.
We now have a tap room next to Brooks Brothers, not too far away down the road. We've got a deli not too far away. We've got a couple of short-term rentals on this same road. So we're Barley Creek's hospitality fledgling empire is on Camelback Road in the heart of the Poconos, which is pretty much where I grew up every weekend and until 1978, where we moved here, and I finished high school at Pocono Mountain High School.
Your early career wasn't even in hospitality. Tell me about kind of that pathway and how you ended up here.
Yeah, you start with your childhood careers, okay. And so I think I was sweeping garbage out from underneath some bushes where my sister was a waitress, and that was at the beginning of time, and I had to push a lawnmower for this guy, and I think he might have paid me with a submarine or a hoagie and a Coca-Cola and maybe $5 reluctantly. And so those are childhood hospitality jobs. I'm a bag room attendant at a golf course, ski instructor.
Okay.
I worked as a social staff at Mount Airy Lodge before Mount Airy turned into the casino. And the social staff would be someone that would help organize ping pong tournaments. Ladies and gentlemen, in 15 minutes, there'll be a ping pong tournament. Yes, 15 minutes up at the pavilion. And so, you go ahead and try and create some fun and excitement. Essentially a very, very young activities director. So I explain, so I get to go to college.
What was your major?
Business and minor in English.
Okay. And
then I married an English major with a minor in business. So it was pretty
balanced.
Yeah, pretty good team. I get corrected a lot still. So I'm at college, and I do remember my dad actually said, you'd save me a lot of money if you didn't go to college. I said, no, I want to go. And sure enough, that first year, freshman year, was challenging. Second year, I got a little bit better. Joined a fraternity. At that fraternity, I found help. One of the fraternity brothers helped me with my English. Helped me with my some of my other interesting things. I also got roles in our fraternity house. So vice president, pledge master, and house steward. And a house steward is the person essentially determining, should I buy food or beer? So
you made the right choice.
So we did all of the above. I remember my first, arguably my first date with Eileen. It was parents' weekend, and we were hosting a party, and she bartended with me for the whole night. I thought, there's a keeper.
That's right.
So long story short, the fraternity got me a little bit more indoctrinated or inoculated for hospitality. And then I went into banking. So I became a banker for 9 years, 364 days. I still have this letter from my dad that says, so you want to own your own business. That's a great goal. I think 10, 15 years, with the banking background that you'll get, you can go ahead and venture out and open up your own business. And his letter said 10, 15 years. So 9 years, 364 days, I quit on April Fool's Day, and we started, we started Barley Creek. We got some limited partners, we got some bank financing, and we got some Monroe County industrial development financing. And the banking gave me a really good idea of what banks are looking for in terms of, well, how do I create a business plan? How do I prove that we're gonna have the cash flow to go ahead and support debt payments? And so, I think the bank advice from my dad was absolutely priceless, and it's paid off very well, because almost every year, well, not every year, almost every 6 months, I'm having a meeting with my banker and giving him an update, giving them an update, and making sure that we're doing exactly what they would like us to do. And as a former banker, I know exactly what they want.
Yeah.
So that helps.
So you ventured out to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You found yourself in a hospitality environment. It was brewing that was first, right?
Brewery. So we opened up Northeast Pennsylvania's first brew pub.
Okay.
And so we opened up in '95, which is arguably about 10 years behind the rest of the world, because Pennsylvania is a little bit, behind the times with some of that effort. But first one's in Northeast PA since Prohibition. My favorite, just this past spring, we had the governor here.
Yeah, we did. You were playing baseball with him out back.
Yeah. So Barley Creek's got a wiffle ball stadium. I mean, who else is going to have a wiffle ball stadium? I love wiffle ball, so we got one. There's just so many moving parts to hospitality. The ultimate goal, from my perspective, is take care of your team, take care of your community, and the guests are gonna take care of you.
It's a great philosophy. So I'd like to, if you don't mind, we can go out back, see a little bit of the entertainment complex you have out there.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about how you're able to now dedicate some time to PRLA and that community involvement because of the team that you built here.
Here.
So before we do that, let's introduce Stephanie and have her come say a few words.
Stephanie Rath, CEO, who's now part of the team and also one of our limited partners.
Awesome.
So how long have you been with Barley Creek?
Just over 20 years, coming up on 21 this year. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey. I mean, obviously you guys have gotten to know Trip. I've gotten to know him really well, and learning underneath Trip has probably been the best case scenario for somebody into this industry. Gives you the freedom to kind of take some creativity and go with it. Doesn't put you in a script in a box and follow away and really have a great time. Hospitality first, and our employees. Our employees are really important. Without our employees, it would be a really challenging job. And without somebody who supports us, supporting our employees first, it wouldn't be a job I would be able to maintain. So that has been, I think, one of the leadership characteristics that Trip has that has passed through really well, is that the employees really matter. As much as the guests matter, the employee matters here.
Thanks for doing such a great job here and allowing us to borrow Trip and have him help the rest of the state like he helped you guys.
Yeah, he's yours. You'll have an amazing year with him. So good luck, have fun. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
So Trip, behind us is pint-sized park,
right,
and I see all these things around us. Pickleball, we've got bocce ball, a s'mores pit. Why? Why did you do this?
It's fun. Don't rule out the ping pong, and obviously, everyone has to have cornhole as well. But the ultimate goal is to create an experience for your guests. Okay. The ultimate goal is to have fun. No matter what you're doing, I don't care whether you sell insurance. I mean, if you're not having fun, then don't do it anymore. So I love this industry because my goal is entertain and create a fascinating experience for our guests. And I'm taking a page out of our newest, one of my newest heroes, Jesse Cole. And Jesse Cole is the owner-operator of the Savannah Bananas. And Savannah Bananas, apparently Jesse, and his wife pretty much had to sell or remortgage their house. They were going to go out of business. The first year, he bought the Savannah Bananas. He sold 2 tickets. And so he just said, all right, what are we doing? What can I do differently? And he came up with this interesting business concept, which isn't that interesting in the sense fans first. Fans first. Take care of your guests. Give them an experience that they're willing to go tell their friends about. And so I like to look at, I've always been doing this since the beginning of time. Fans first, guests first. To do that properly, you got to staff first. Take care of your staff, and then they can take care of the guests. So this is part of that experience.
What a great lesson. We're all in hospitality. We all kind of have that platform, that stage, but each of us wants to put on that different performance, right? What's going to make us different, compelling, a reason for folks to come visit us, perhaps over our competitors? You've really done an amazing job here of creating a unique venue that's nowhere else.
Right. Yeah, it is fascinating because I don't think it's somebody might be able to do it like Elon Musk. I don't think it's franchisable because it's just, you know, it's about 30 years of, oh, let's try this. Oh, let's try this. Oh, let's try this. So we're having fun figuring out in this particular location, what can we do? So, and you heard earlier, or later, depending on editing, that, you know, we've got a place down the road. And the other year, a friend of mine and I, and our spouses, who are much smarter than we are, bought a 100-acre property. And so the 100-acre property, which we term Not Too Far, because it's not too far from here.
Okay.
Not Too Far LLC might be our next wedding venue. So I'm looking forward to that in a big way. The other interesting thing about hospitality and experiences, and I'm going to digress, is back to the next generation. So ProStart. Mm-hmm. Here in Monroe County, we have MCTI, Monroe County Career Technical Institute, which has a ProStart component.
Yeah.
And so today, literally today, Steph had gotten an email out to one of the educators in that program and said, I really liked what you did at the PRLA event where you guys showed off that the Monroe County group had won. We'd like to go ahead and have your team come up with a dessert, and then we're going to sell that dessert and give the profits to the Educational Foundation specifically for ProStart.
It's amazing.
And so all we're doing is connecting the dots with these relationships that we're creating.
Wow. So, I mean, that's why you're a great chairman coming into to 2025. The vision you have, the understanding of what the association could do to support the industry, support the career growth of all these students just ready to get into the workforce. Why don't we go talk a little bit more about how you see that role unfolding and some of the fun things you want to do next year?
Sure.
All right. So Trip, it's probably worth saying this segment is called Coffee with the Chair, but here we are with a Barley Creek brew in our hands, sitting in s'mores dining area on your property, hanging out by the fire.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about collaboration. You've mentioned that earlier. You are a master collaborator, and you just inspire and bring out the best in people in terms of how you can grow together. Tell me about how you view collaboration and how you use that.
I think everybody's got great stories. People who are in business have stories that are similar to mine. Just they took a different path. The other day, I was up at a Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau event, and I met a gal who owns a herd of reindeer.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so you own reindeer. I said, how does that work? Well, apparently she is very busy around this season, bringing the reindeer for various events. I don't know. It's like an alpaca farm, except she'll transport them. So I think what happened immediately was the conversation was I took a very keen interest in what the heck she was doing. Like, how did you get into this business? And next thing I know, I find out that she's got 4 or 5 events up at her ranch that's already sold tickets, and she needs a food trailer.
Oh, wow.
So, all of a sudden, I'm now in conversations. Either I'm bringing our food trailer or sending one of my friends who has a food trailer, because I got, depending on what food she wants, I'll send it to her. And it just reminds me a lot of, the miracle on 34th Street. And that is, look, if I don't have the product, I'll send them over to Macy's, or I'll send them over to Gimbel's, right? So I get a kick out of actually being, an ambassador of the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau. And an ambassador is just, how do I make that guest want to come back to Pennsylvania? In this particular reindeer exercise, how do we actually have some fun making sure her event is successful? And collaboration.
Yeah. Travel and tourism, it's a big part of the Poconos, right? And you're a big partner with the DMO, the Visitors Bureau here. Can you describe that relationship?
The Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau, they've got members who are running the largest water parks, Kalahari, Great Wolf, Aquatopia. They've got, they've got hotels like Shawnee that have been here since the beginning of time. They've got Skytop. The Poconos has got, if you think of the Poconos, we were just talking about the Kiesendals.
Wow, Woodlock is amazing.
Woodlock is where my wife and her girlfriends disappear because their spa is second to none. And nobody wants to say it's the best kept secret, because they're not. They're doing very well. So, I think the DMO here, under the leadership of Chris Barrett, has done a remarkable job creating that camaraderie and that collaboration of all of the owners, operators, managers, investment firms, if that's what they are, to go ahead and look at this as not my slice of the pie, but how can I make the pie bigger?
The important part of the economy here in the region, important part of the economy throughout the state. And you brought that same kind of collaboration, bringing together of different interests to your Northeast chapter of PRLA.
Yeah.
You've told me that story before, but help us tell others. How did you get roped into PRLA, and how did you build that energy around the Northeast chapter?
So yeah, I'm just I'm going through my daily routine, which might be kick panning the parking lot from the night before is garbage. And I'm going through that, and I get this telephone call. Some organization is coming up to Skytop to do an annual event, and we would like a brewer to collaborate with the chefs at Skytop and do a beer dinner at the Friday night event. And so beer dinner? I'm in. Skytop? Yeah, sign me up. And sure enough, it was the PRLA. And it was John Longstreet who said, a very nice thing after it was over. He said, that was great. That was, the beer dinner went well. The pairings went well. Everyone, who were in attendance thought that this was terrific. And, my goal was to make it terrific. My goal was to work with the Skytop chefs to succeed. And because John paid me a compliment, I became a member. So
masterful.
I know, it's freaking genius. So, but, I got more out of it than I could have ever imagined, because I just tapped into a new network of entrepreneurs, of innovators, of like-minded hospitality people that I can now go collaborate with.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying yes.
That's right. So yeah, we're still having fun, and now the goal is, all right, what do we do with the next generation? How do we create new leaders at each chapter level? And I think that's going to be, my goal for 2025. Let's see if we can create structures in each one of the chapters that sets us up for even more success.
Well, I'm really excited about going on that venture with you, that adventure, and seeing the kind of success that we can help others have around the state. Trip, thanks for volunteering to serve,
Yeah.
and thanks for agreeing to be chair.
My pleasure.